This will be open for questions. Thank you for texting these questions in. We'll leave this to the judges now. Please, if you have any questions.
I'd like to start. You put a lot of effort, obviously, into the technology, and a lot of this is based on moving into the TAVR marketplace. And how much experience have you had with that marketplace so far?
Yeah, so it's a great question. Our focus initially has been on cardiovascular echo, but what we're doing now is testing all the mechanics that are needed for navigating around the body, navigating around the sterile field, and all of the sort of test cases and simulations that we have done have shown that we will be able to get the images that we need, and also to move between acoustic windows, which, as we've spoken with several cardiologists and echocardiographers who are involved in studies like this, they've sort of been helping us manage that transition.
How do patients react to the robotic arm?
It's a good question, yeah.
Yeah, I'm Partha Sengupta. So I've done some of the initial studies in the trial between Mount Sinai and Rush. And in fact, the movement of the transducer, you have to kind of speak to them first what to expect. And so you can control the movement of the transducer. And if you explain to them that the movement is very well controlled, very fine-tuned, and they're fully conversing with us, and in the initial trial that we have seen, they're very comfortable, and these are very gentle movements, so it's not like a wide motion movement. Initial wide motion movement may be there, but then when we approach the patient, it's very carefully navigated through the plane. So because they're directly in front of you, conversing with you, you can take their confidence and gently guide the process, and it's been very positive so far.
TAVR procedures are known for being very crowded in the space. Have you studied the impact of the size and location of this device and how it impacts the other team members performing the procedure?
So that's a great question, and it's sort of related to the earlier question that we had. A big part of our process now in transitioning to TAVR is studying that cath lab environment and working with designers to make sure that we're not impeding the exam, and also that the proximity of the device and the cath lab table are appropriate. So we've looked at systems that attach to the cath lab table that allow us to navigate under the sterile field, that make sure that we're not in the way of the fluoroscopy. So all of those things we're sort of in the process of designing right now, but all that we can see is that we're going to be able to navigate appropriately without being in the way of the other people doing the procedure. And the other thing that I would just mention about that is the echocardiography team can be at a distance. So even though the device will be very close to the patient, the team, just like sort of you saw with Partha in this, they could be remote within the room, they could be remote within the hospital, and they could be on the other side of the world.
Actually, it cuts down the space because it's only an arm, and the arm is in place of a person, is actually reduces the cramming in the room and reduces the radiation exposure and all that we are so scared about. And if we are on the other side in the control, so it kind of is a space gain by using an arm.
Let's go to one of the top audience question. How does Trudy deal with hard-to-image and obese patients?
If the patient is difficult to image, that is upfront decided that whether it's a transthoracic or a transesophageal. If the image is not good, even if you stand there, you cannot get a good image. Then you choose over into a transesophageal, which is a change of the strategy rather than a limitation of Trudy.
Have you found that your vascular images are similar to what a sonographer can get using the robotic arm?
So actually what we've been able to find is that some of them can be better, and Rami can answer that.
It is certainly feasible, and what we're going to do, part of the objective of the trial, by the way, my name is Rami Duki. I'm a cardiologist at Rush University Medical Center and John H. Stroger Hospital at Cook County in Chicago. This is the objective of a trial that's about to start enrolling, actually, which will be on clinicaltrial.gov very shortly. One of our objectives to establish that we can get similar measurements in echocardiography, and also we're going to do a trial where we screen for carotid plaque to demonstrate comparability in diagnostic accuracy compared to manually acquired ultrasound.
Maybe I can sneak in one more question.
I'm sorry?
In your very brief business plan, you've suggested a 50% reduction in the procedure times. And so how did you come up with that? That's a very impressive number.
Yeah, so we looked at the time that anesthesia, prep, and the anesthesia team takes as part of that procedure. And the feedback that we've gotten from the physicians that we've spoken with is that even reducing that part of the procedure could reduce the time of the procedure by up to 50%. And for all of the labor force and the cath lab usage time that involves, there's a lot of cost impact for the hospital.
So we have a paper which compares the use of transthoracic versus transesophageal, and that's published, and it does reduce by about 40 to 50%. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Well, thank you.
I would like to add, as a follow-up to Sarah's comment, during TAVR, the echocardiographer is there for hours to have a very short period of contribution in the TEE. So it's a long procedure. Echocardiographers are, put in a lot of time in it with very limited RVUs related to that, where this can eliminate this time, put them where they're more productive, somewhere in the echo laboratory reading regular studies, and they can jump in right when they're needed, and they can, the procedure can take course without a lot of time contribution from the echocardiographer when they're not needed.
That'll obviously